is what allowed us to sign 4 or 5 additional players. If you didn't watch the video, I broke it down looking at Brian Burns and what the $24 million cap hit that he had, what we got in exchange for that. And it's about 5 guys. And I think you take that situation, you take that every time. I said this a few weeks ago on another show that I don't think the Panthers will ever win this trade. I was like, even if they win a Super Bowl, and maybe if you Panthers win a Super Bowl with Bryce Young and he's the leader, maybe in that situation you'd say, okay, yeah, I think maybe we broke even. But now you got to look at it from the Bears' perspective. If the Bears win a Super Bowl, hands down, and or any other success that comes with it, you're probably going to lean towards them. I think that's again part of the reason that there was this reset in the front office, and you also see just a lot of other bad trades. I'm trying to focus on Bryce. Let me see what other folks have said. I do like this. The first comment says, even if Bryce doesn't work out, I don't fault the process. If you want to win consistently for a long time, you need a top tier quarterback. And if you don't have one, you keep swinging until you get one. Someone below says, we weren't in a position to trade up with a mediocre offense at best. It was just another useless win now move Fitter made. And that is very true. We should have waited one more year and gotten a decent quarterback, but this entire Oregon fan base was just too arrogant to admit that we had to tear it down to build something up. I'm really happy with this new front office. I agree, because that's exactly what this new front office is. They truly tear it down. We saw Fitter try to semi tear it down with some of these trades, but it never happened. We were sold a lie. And I'm not saying that Frank was a terrible coach, although he wasn't great. But I think Frank Reich came in and told the Teppers and front office, Tepper Sports Entertainment, everyone involved in this organization and Fitter, they're like, hey, yeah, this is going to be the model that we will win with. We're going to take the rookie quarterback. I know I can do this, and we're going to be successful. And I don't think we could have ever expected it to go as bad as it did this past year. Not at all. My friends, I think that's all I got for this episode. So let me know what y'all think. Go back to the top here. What do you think about this trade? How would you rank this trade? Do you think the Panthers won? Is there ever a case where the Panthers may win this trade? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Thank y'all. What is going on, Panthers Nation? Back again, back on Reddit. This is like my new favorite thing because there's so much content from y'all. X is a nice place to find stuff, but it's very hard because it's like I have to scroll and find, and X you just get groups of people talking about this certain stuff, like this way, this way, this way. November. So the question is, how many games until we can begin to evaluate Bryce? This is from Crafty Dingo 2253. They say November of year 2 is usually when a franchise quarterback rise to the occasion or have their stock drops. Like we can see by that point whether they're going to be good or not. This person personally wasn't impressed with Bryce year 1 and has been disappointed with the offseason media coverage and online presence from him. Can't remember a number 1 pick this irrelevant. Well, I can tell you when you are the worst team in the league and there was really nothing good that came out of last year, you're not going to see a lot of offseason media. I mean, you really don't see a lot of offseason media outside of the big names right now, anyways. Said if he struggles, which I hope he doesn't, when can we start having a conversation that isn't riddled with excuses? That's a great point. Here we go. After all, Ryan Poles has media heads crediting him for one of the best trades in NFL history for what he did to us. Yeah, we're going to need more from Bryce. I agree. I think this is the year. This is the year that you will measure Bryce Young as an NFL quarterback. Happened so fast, right? Year 1, rookie, turmoil, coach, backstabbing, tons of sacks, terrible offensive line. Like we talked about, coaching turnover, those things happen. So you hit the reset button. And now's the part where some folks may even say, well, he gets kind of an extra reset because now he has a new coaching staff and new system to learn and a new head coach on the offensive side of the ball. So they may say, well, give us an extra year, which is okay. But I do think you have to start measuring now. You can give him a little leeway here in the first month of the season because it's going to take him a little time to adjust to the new offense, new weapons. But the front office has done everything that they need to do. They go out and get the receiver, they go out and shore up the offensive line, and likely are going to add some additional pieces in the draft that can give an impact to Bryce Young and help him. So at this point, you give one all the ingredients. It's like baking a cake. It's like, okay, last year I told you to bake a cake. I didn't really tell you what kind. I didn't tell you what ingredients to use. I didn't give you the recipe. This year, we've gone out. We said, hey, we're going to bake a chocolate pie. These are all the ingredients. This is the recipe. Now everything's in front of you. All you have to do is put those things together, which Canales is going to do. And use, I mean, you could even say as the baker, all you have to do is take these things, mix it up, put it in the oven. That's what it's going to be. So I do think I like the November-ish time frame. If you look at September, October, yeah, that's what good 7, 8 games maybe, depending on the buy. So I think you take those 7 or 8, and then yeah, it's got to come on at some point because if not, it's one thing to go through this past season and you can put all the excuses, kind of like this person said, you can put the excuses on things that are not Bryce. Coming into this now, year 2, Bryce is going to have to start taking, not he personally going to have to come out and accept it because he does, but he will be the one that takes a lot of the grief and it could get really bad very quickly. And we've seen Tepper wanting to move on from coaches. I think if worst case scenario, this thing didn't go well, I would not be surprised if next year they're talking about a quarterback. Again, not my prediction of what's going to happen. It's more of a, hey, let's think about what could be if things go the wrong way. Now, on the opposite side, things go really well. A lot of people are going to be high on Bryce, stock going up. Hey, man, this is a great decision, great quarterback. He's the future, and that's what you want. Like that's all you can hope for. I think worst case scenario, you just depending on the success of the larger team. So you have those things as well. Because like if the team is really successful and Bryce still looks bad, I don't know if you have your answer. But if the team struggles and Bryce still looks really good, like okay, we still got our guy. We just got to figure some things out. It was just the first year. I think maybe you could go into like year 3, but a year 3 would be like you're on the hot seat, Bryce. At that point, depending on how year 2 goes, year 3 is like you got to win. Got to win now because we got to start talking about extensions, 5th-year options, and or potentially moving on and drafting someone. Maybe. No, I'd love to know what y'all think. Let's see. I want to see what other Reddit folks said. Sick Burns Bros said if the coaching is sound, his line is giving us time, and his receivers are creating separation, and he still is averaging less than 200 passing yards a game halfway through the season, then we can start throwing around the B word. I don't know, I don't know what we call B word or what. I don't know what that means, but yes, I agree that if things aren't well, considering the circumstances around him and things are in a position for them to be well and he's not performing, absolutely, he will be, he's going to be judged. Underneath that, look at one more. It says there will always be a handful of people online who will defend a player no matter what. By the end of the season, we will pretty much know what Bryce can do. Yep. Don't get the Bryce Young is in a social media star, and I'm sad. Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't really care about that, but yeah, disappointed with his online presence. I don't understand that either. Not many folks really diving into talking about when they can judge him, but I've answered that myself, and I feel confident by saying October, November. It's a really good time frame. Possibly at the end of the year, end of season 2, we're going to know. We're going to know if he's good or not and what that looks like. So Anyways, it's been fun. I'm going to continue to do these, have these come in all week, and of course, other content as it becomes available. Thank y'all.